Shalom. Shalom. Hello. Peace. I'm using StreamYard again because OBS didn't load for some reason. Gonna go over some of the things I went over yesterday, which Globe Believers are really struggling with, as you can see with the very few comments from Globe Believers in my previous video. The biggest point of contention appears to be, from the Globe Believers' point of view, they can't address both ships, one of them being a fishing ship. They address the American ship because the data says that there's some error there. Very good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to not address that ship. Instead, I'm going to address the two fishing ships that are found today on marinetraffic.com. By the way, this whole thing comes from a suggestion from a Globe link that I use, marinetraffic.com. So I did. The poor Dim hasn't bothered actually checking. He's checked routes, you know, between this place and that place, and it means this. Okay, look for errors in your ideas. Don't look for confirmation. That's called confirmation bias. So I'm going to screen share. Let me just find my windows properly. Yes. Okay, so I have to do it this way. Just give me a second. I have to separate windows. Okay. Okay, so here, this is yesterday's video. This comes thanks to a person called Jumping to Conclusions, who pointed out that although you can't, without paying for a subscription of this site, you can't get all the details. When you hover over a ship, like the mouse is doing right now in this video, this is the video, I've just frozen it at this point. In the upper right, you might not see very clearly, but in the upper right, let me see if I can zoom in. Yes, you can see the coordinates for the ship. So the coordinates for the ship here are west 126 and south 79. This is from yesterday. Okay. Now, if I go back to StreamYard, give me a second. Now we'll share. So stop sharing that. Oh, come on. Now I will share today. Let's see. So this is marine traffic from today. See, that ship is a bit farther south and a bit farther west. Let me find it. Here it is. Now you will see my cursor, hopefully. This ship here. This is live. This is marinetraffic.com, now live. Okay. This ship was about here yesterday. It looks like it's live. It looks like it's really tracking something. Now, the American ship, you'll note, has disappeared. It's not there. There is, however, another fishing ship in Antarctica. So we're going to stick to this one. If you look at the coordinates, oh, buddy, get off this thing. Right, back. Okay. If you look at the coordinates, upper right, just here, it's west 131 and south 81. You see, it has moved from yesterday. Now I will share Google Earth. Let me see what happens when I just hit this. Let me see if it automatically jumps over. No, it doesn't. Okay. So now I will share Google Earth, where I took the liberty of plotting that ahead of time. And the Globe Believers can doubt as much as they like. They can go and plot it themselves. Here we have it. This is yesterday's American ship. This is the location of today's fishing vessel, which was approximately here yesterday. Okay? And in case you can't see the very bottom of the screen, I'm going to now make this a bit smaller so you can see the coordinates here. Okay, at the bottom of Google Earth. I'm going to expand. Whenever you're ready, Google Earth. The center of this circle is south 81, west 131. Okay? Okay. This is certainly mainland Antarctica. Unless you see this yellow coastline here. Remember, this is addressing mapping problems. Unless this yellow coastline is not here. But if it is instead somewhere like here, that would place this, well, in the ocean. This here is ocean, this region, all of this. Okay? Okay. So my question remains, why the mapping errors? Why the mapping problems for your globe? Because you see, there's something else. If you make this, all of this ocean, you've just made Antarctica smaller by maybe 2 million square miles. Oh, it's a problem. More. You can see, by the way, the yellow. Now you can see it with a bit better contrast. Look at the shape of the yellow, which is supposed to be the more modern readings for the coastline of Antarctica. Rather drastically different to what's shown on the map, including this region here. Let me just zoom in. This is the Horn. The heck is this? Oh, it's ice. Don't be so stupid. Okay, see this dark? What's that? An oil spill? So, globe believers, why are you having such problems creating maps of Antarctica? And why is your live readings, satellite information, saying that ships are in the mainland of Antarctica? Obviously, ships do not have legs. They don't pick up their skirts and tippy-toe onto Antarctica. Okay, I hope you understand this. It's just one of the Globians couldn't get it. Like, well, it's an error. Like, no shit, Sherlock. You mean ships don't just walk onto the land? The question is, why the errors? Okay, this is live. This ship is live. It's transmitting its location live. The transference of the location it's transmitting via the satellites, where there should be no problems because the north is just the same as the south and there's no such problems in the north. Somehow in the south is placing the ship in the mainland instead of in the ocean. It's a ship, should be in the ocean, not the mainland. Also, it's placing it 81 degrees south. Oh, it's a big problem. Now imagine, globe believers, that I was to take a ship and say, see this ship? I'm going to place it on my map in the mainland of Antarctica, on the ring around Earth Pond. You'd say, you can't do that. You can't just put a ship there for convenience. Well, your globe has to. Now, I'm going to pull up the grid just so you understand why your globe has to. See this? What I'm drawing with my cursor, these are latitudes. It's saying, well, it's a certain distance away from the Antarctic Circle, therefore it's at this latitude. It's not measuring from the South Pole. Don't be so stupid. It's saying it's a certain distance away from this other imaginary line. Remember, all of these lines are imaginary, okay? They're a mathematical construct, which is imaginary, superimposed on the Earth. You can tell it's wrong because according to the mathematically superimposed grid on the Earth, this ship is in the mainland of Antarctica, whilst in the real world, it's not. It's in the ocean. It's fishing happily. Okay? It is the Antarctic summer. It's just there, lovely, lots of sunlight. But your globe has to plot it in the mainland. And it's not just me transferring it to Google Earth, it's your globe. Let me go back. Let me close now Google Earth. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to invite people to join me, like the other day when Danny Diesel joined me. So if anybody wants to join me, including Globelinks, you're welcome to. Now, where was I going? Oh, yes, to... where is it? marine traffic here. Okay, again, this is live. What I showed earlier was a frame from the video that I showed yesterday. This is live. This is the location of that ship in mainland Antarctica. Now, the yellow that's corrected on the globe, which I showed, you see this yellow line, which is the most kind of current idea of the shape of Antarctica, that would make this huge bay, if you want to call this a bay, it would make this come down like this. And you'd have to place the ship, well, in the water. So, GlobeLinks, why your mapping problems? I can plot this ship on my map and it's not in Antarctica. True story. See, I can plot this ship with the latitude and longitude once I've converted it to my matrix. Same latitude, same longitude, and it's in the ocean. Yours, with your latitude and longitude, is in mainland Antarctica. Which of the two seems more correct? The one that has it in the ocean or the one that has it in mainland Antarctica? So, let me stop sharing that. Greetings, everyone. Everyone in the chat. Hi. Right, let me just... I'll leave that open in case any GlobeLinks come in complaining, crying. I thought I might do a retrospective. What things have I shown this year? Oh, there's 66 watching. Hello, 66 watching. And only 16 thumbs up. That's dastardly. I thought I might go over the things I've shown, including Sean Hawkins. No, not Sean Hawkins. I haven't shown him. Sean Hufford. Sean Hufford, a man who received a blow to the head and developed breasts. And this man, after he developed breasts, he thought, I know how I can disguise these breasts. I'll grow my hair long and bleach it blonde. So, didn't really bother shaving or anything. So he grew his hair long and, you know, and then thought he would arrange for a school to see whether he could go into the school and speak to the children in the school about how the Earth is a globe and you can replicate this photograph of Mount St. Rainier and Mount St. Helens, the St. Helens, the peak on Mount St. Helens. Yeah, because it's perfectly normal for children to see men with breasts and beards and long blonde hair. That's just one of the things, and that's rather recently. Before that, I showed that these GlobeLinks don't really understand triangles, but they're very heavily invested in using triangulation, but they don't quite understand triangles. Also quite recently. What else did I show? I showed this. I went through, in my mind, I went through a list of things that I've shown. I'm looking in the chat. And let me just go into my channel and I'm just going to just take a glance. By the way, if anybody would like to join me, you must be on camera, okay? Like it was I made an exception for Danny Diesel, but you must be on camera to join me. And now that we have seen Gem Panda, even Gem Panda might come on camera. Now give me a second. Oh yes, okay, so I showed light streaming in through windows, showing light diverging, unlike the globe theory. I showed the slit experiment, indicating filaments rather than rays, rather than waves. I'm just going through. Sometimes I just I look at the titles I called things and it makes me chuckle. Like a flawless victory for whatever that was. Oh yes, I showed the size of the oceans compared to the globe. They're larger than the globe can accommodate. I showed how one of the flat Earth personalities is a known 9/11 shill. What else? Oh, a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, I had a discussion about the sunk cost fallacy, which is why people carry on defending narcissists, because they've invested so much time in defending them that even when they say something that they go, wait, that's contradicted something you said earlier, they dismiss that because they've invested so much. You know, same as when you're spending money on a classic car, and you spend so much that you might as well spend some more because you've already spent so much, right? It's the sunk cost fallacy. Oh, I also had a lesson for Sam and Dan, the poor Dim Dim. Oh yeah, I had a pretend phone call with Sam and Dan too. That was funny. What was funniest of all was that I am obviously phoning myself through my mobile, right? So I phone myself so that my phone will ring, and I pick it up and I hang up on my mobile phone. And obviously, because I hung up, it hung up, and that got me by surprise that it hung up. So I'm like, dude, he hung up. Anyway, it was funny to me anyway. Yes. Oh yes, feather and hammer drop, and magnetic declination. Yes, I pulled that because I explained something I don't want to explain just yet. Yes, magnetic declination and feathers and hammers dropping at the same time. And thanks to George Smith, the ZAM Institute free fall experiment, which was immediately banned afterwards, even though it was the whole free fall tower was made to check free fall objects in free fall, except if you're going to check it this way. If you're going to check it this way, then no. Which means the way that Dr. Zaz, I think it was called, the way he checked, and it showed that objects do not fall at the same rate. Later, Peter and Pete, or Pete and Peter, showed the same in a vacuum after having shown it not in a vacuum. Also showed a video by the BBC showing dropping 2 tomatoes of different sizes, ergo different weights, and the heaviest one hit the ground first. Like, gosh, what a surprise. Oh, I also had quite a good chuckle with Wolfie 6020 and his lack of consistent horizon drop from his HUD. Like, see, this is what it is at this height. And then I showed, thanks to Where's Wally, much bigger drop from the same height. Ooh. So yeah, I'm just going through my own page, my own channel, going through some of the things. Right, I'm going to go in the chat now, folks. If you'd like to join me, type X and then send me an email, and I will pass you a link. So I'm now watching the chat. Okay, I'm going to scroll back in case anybody typed X. I'm going to read any messages. Manam Medusa, my favorite title so far for a delicious snack. Yes. Oh yes, Maxwell's Demon. A wizard did it. Anti-Meg, that's right. Maxwell's Demon. I showed Maxwell's Demon. And since then, what's his name? Conspiracy Cats, like, quiet. Although I have to say, okay, out of the blue, and I don't know if it was done out of like sincere concern or as an effort to distract. Don't know. I'll always try to hedge on the side of kindness. Okay. He contacted me and said, "Hey, Antonio, I've just heard that some guys are bad-mouthing you regarding some tranny person." So, and he said that he mentioned it to me, and that he'd made a comment to them like, "You shouldn't be saying this kind of stuff. This is a smear." Anyway, so that was conspiracy cats, believe it or not. But since then, in terms of refuting or entering in a debates or discussing anything with me, nope, and never has done. He has never been on with me. Adelaine Marie Robinson. I know I'm going to have my friend drop a feather and something else out my second floor window and film it. You'll see that there's something else, the heaviest thing, will fall first. But if you show him my feather hammer drop, you see they both fall at the same rate for a brief period. They have different terminal velocities, if you will. So the optimum speed at which a feather will drop will be X, and the optimum speed at which a hammer will drop will be Y. You know, there won't be the same speeds. So nobody in the chat wants to join me, huh? Interesting. You just type X and then I know who it is. And if not, then I will wrap up because I'm having fun. I've just been watching. I'm going to paste it in the chat. What I've been watching. Okay. I'm going to put it in the chat. It's very interesting. Flat Earth Data. I'd like to join. Then join. But I can't at the minute. At the moment. Okay, that's a shame. Hi from Flat Croatia, Zagreb. From Flat Croatia. Nevin Sepak. Dobroveče. Or Dobroveče. Dobroveče. Tam Australia writes that they're drying you out. If I wanted people to leave a region of the earth for their safety, that's what I would do. But I'm not saying that that's what they're doing. I'm just saying if that was the case, if I wanted people to leave New Zealand and Australia, I would make it so that the people wanted to leave. And then a disaster comes and it ends up on their eyes and everybody says, oh, glad we left when we did. Yeah, big situations going on in Australia with fires. Just a ridiculous number of fires and a ridiculous number of firemen saying this is a ridiculous number of fires. This isn't normal. And also some people caught making fires, but saying that one system for firefighting is setting fires. You set fire to a region, a controlled fire to a region, then that's dead. And then by the time the fire arrives, it is now a fire break. Oh, Danny Diesel writes, Periscope Films has a new video detailing 1960 Navy gun sighting system. It's pretty good. Says they can use optical sights. You mean they could look at the target and shoot it, but it was too far beyond the curve? They must be shooting at mirages. Funny thing for the military to do, shoot at mirages. M. Mallon writes, please hit the thumbs up, Wally and Wolfie. And I saw your comments yesterday, Malon. Thank you very much. Encouraging people to give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Sergey, myself. Hey, Sergey, I'm taking your wrench away. Not because I don't like you, of course. Sergey has translated my book into Russian. Hey. Huh? But I'm taking your wrench so that you can relax. You don't have to watch, you know, and act on the wrench. You'll see nobody has a wrench. I only give a wrench out from time to time if somebody wants to share something. And I think I gave you a wrench last time because you wanted to share something, but I forgot to take it away. Oh, yes. West Coast Wisdom writes that I showed the filaments. I showed two suns. Yeah. There's two objects. to visual objects, not physical objects. Shadows not working like Globelins think they do. Yeah. Sorry, I've scrolled back, way back. Just the deluxe. Shalom. Dan W, my curry pal. Hey Dan, how you doing? So now, where can I get the Russian translation? I'm not sure if he's printed any yet. So yeah. No fanfare. How you doing? Chester Deluxe, one way to naturally block the sun. Smoke. Scaris writes, is this the easy water? Yes, it is. It's a longer talk. I watched the TED talk some time ago. And then more recently, I watched this one. I'm going to watch it again and make notes this time. Because I was just watching it like transfixed. And I like to, when something's kind of heavy or, yeah, heavy, I like to watch it twice and make notes the second time. Cody Broberg writes, Antonio, I have a question. Last few days, the sky at night has red in it. It's 10 p.m. in Wisconsin, USA, and it's black with red. I told my brother this. He also said in the country where he lives, it has been black and red rather than black and blue or just black. Black with like a hint of red. Yeah, I know what you mean. Here it's difficult to see because we still have sodium lamps, which give a yellow amber tinge to the sky, so it's difficult to see here. Dave Hinkle, I can come in for 5 minutes if you just want someone to join. It's not that I want someone to join. If somebody wants to join and discuss something, then they're welcome to. But I'm fine. I'm not lost for company, if that's what you mean. I appreciate the offer. If you'd like to jump in and share something, of course. But don't feel bad. Don't join because nobody's joining. No, I really am not. It doesn't stress me. Yeah, Cody Broberg adds that from his brother's place where he lives, it's also red. It means it's not a town or city, it's the actual sky. Yeah, funny things happening, and funny things will continue to happen. John C. Oddity, the Crow House? What about the Crow House, John C. Oddity? Ah, wait. Have you watched Drought by Design, the genociding of Australia? Right. Okay, you're right into somebody else. Dave Hinkle, thanks, man. No. Last week, to test StreamYard, I asked if somebody wanted to join, and Danny Diesel offered to join and help me test it, and it worked fine. It was good. So, seeing as though I know how it works, if anybody wants to join, any of the shy globelings, especially, shy globelings that are watching now, if you'd like to join, then join, but you'll be on camera. Kizzy Jones writes, I'm awaiting new dentures. Essad, go on. You shouldn't make me chuckle when I have a cough. Okay, so Naut writes, Sergei Malsev, when will they be printed? Any more info would be cool. Also, can you recommend any Russian FE channels, or could you recommend any Russian channels to me? I can't recommend. I can't recommend any Russian FE channels other than Sergei Malsev. Ger Andreas writes, after consider everything, I consider that everything is about love. The Potter's Clay. Oh, let's have a look at the Potter's Clay. I haven't seen anything from him for a while. Let me take a check. Let me Exposing the liars, Vatican. Can't be bothered. If the Vatican weren't liars that had told the world that the earth is flat all of the time, they would have said, well, we'll side with these. They're like Sauron, for goodness sake. So there's Globelings in the chat. Well, not in the chat. They're staying very quiet. There's Globelings watching this. They've seen this about Antarctica and ships in Antarctica live. Supatosh, abrazo. Un abrazo a ti. Echo de menos tus directos en castellano, aunque estoy estudiando inglés y me parece perfecto. Lo que me pierdo bastante aún. Ya lo captarás, ya. Poco a poco lo captarás. Y lo poco que pierdes lo puedes asumir por lo que captas alrededor de lo que pierdes. Danny Diesel, there you are. Yeah. I don't know what it was, Danny. Don't know. Don't worry about it. Yes. Voluntas Revelata writes, can you give an English summary of that Spanish conversation you had recently? I'm still learning Spanish, but it sounded like he had made a Foucault pendulum and verified the globe in 10 minutes. That's pretty much it. The guy says, look, you can verify the Coriolis, or the Earth's rotation, with a Foucault pendulum. I've made one myself. You can do it in 10 minutes. Like, interesting. In 10 minutes, you can see the correct precession. That's fascinating. What about the ones that go on for a whole day? No, they don't count. That's what he was saying. They don't count. The professional Foucault pendulums, the ones made by a company that's almost, it seems to have a niche market, where if it's not bought from them, it doesn't count as a Foucault pendulum. For exhibiting in universities and museums and whatnot. Well, this guy makes one himself. He says that he's made one himself, and that in 10 minutes you could see the drift. Like, that's interesting. He then goes on to say that it doesn't really make a circle; it makes an ellipse. An ellipse. Like, all right, interesting. How do you know at which part of that cycle your 10 minutes was? Was it at this point of the ellipse? This point of the ellipse? Where was it in the ellipse? The guy's just a crackpot Globeling. So, voluntad revelata. That's it. So your Spanish is good enough that you got it, because that's what he was saying. Gyrograph, just the deluxe. Oh yes, another thing. More recently, that showed this strange lapse in the flat Earth understanding of gyros. I don't understand the lapse. You see, a gyro compass has a weight so that it will not drift like this as the day wears on. Okay, as it turns, if you're in the north, it's going to, well, the region that's pointing to north is going to appear to do this in 12 hours. Okay. And so that it won't do this, the gyro compass has a weight. Okay, so put the gyro compass to the side. The non-gyro compass doesn't have a weight. It ought to do this as it drifts. As it shows apparent drift, not mechanical drift. It's supposed to do this. Okay. So you have some truthers. Engineer makes himself a really good gyro, looks at it, it's drifting. It's not showing this drift at all, but it's drifting. It's like, oh, the Earth must be like, might be rotating or something. It's like, wait a second, where's that? So a gyro compass is purchased, which eliminates this because it has a weight. But the weight on a compass, on a gyro, a weight on a gyro would function the same as a force exerted on the gyro. It would be a force that stops this happening. So a force to stop that happening. In which case, this would happen. Because so if you have a gyro and it wants to do this, and you place a force here, you put some torque here to stop this happening, then what's going to happen is this instead. And also, if it stops this happening, then if it's spinning the other way, the wheel is going to do this instead. But the gyro compass is computerized. It has drivers. So it shows what, well, the globe requires it to show. Antonio, what do you think of LC King's World Galvanic Cell Visualization? I don't have it. He has lots of good short video clips explaining his ideas. Scaris, I don't know it. What do you think of? I'm going to give you a wrench. Paste a link, please. Oh, Dave Hinkle. Has Wolfie done the gyro vid yet? No. The guy is so broken. Do you know that they're desperate when they have to make claims that they've done something they haven't done? So the guy makes a claim on his video, say on comments, not his video, on comments. Antonio, I passed you a link. I did it months ago. Look, it's on this date. I go to his channel. No, it isn't. He hasn't passed me a link. He hasn't said anything about it for months, for almost a year. Nothing. So nothing. It goes away. He deletes that because he's struggling. So yes, Gary, if you can paste the link, that would be cool. He's a dinghy. Yeah, he's the so. So NASA tried to circumnavigate the globe north to south. Said that they circumnavigated the globe north to south. Said that they would stream the whole journey live. Ended up streaming about, I think it's about 5 hours. Chopped, massively chopped. They lost connection. Although satellites don't work very well, as we see from Marine Tracker. So they lost most of the footage. Some of the footage, by the way, they filmed and streamed and then pulled. Because I was watching some of it. Some of it went on for 5 hours, the stream for 5 hours and then gone. Now altogether, it's about 5 hours. So they pulled a lot of their stream. And I said, when they were doing it, I think in some of the stream that will have the same person, because I'm just putting it out there. Okay, magicians use twins. According to NASA, they have used twins. So air stewardesses, twins, just have twins. And this one walks in this way, and then the other camera shows it supposedly walking that way, but really it's two twins on two different planes, and you just splice the footage together. Just a guess, just an idea. But the point is, they show this. Unfortunately, they show it on a map first that doesn't have Antarctica in it, and second, then they show it on a map that does have Antarctica, but it doesn't have Australia. It's like, what, guys? What the heck is wrong with you? Scaries, thank you. I have that. The main page. So which Antarctica? I haven't gone back to see which Antarctica they were showing, because as we've seen with marinetraffic.com and other marine traffic, marine tracking data, they have different versions of Antarctica. I might show it now. But first, let me go to this LC King. Electric Flat Earth overview. This was very interesting. I have not seen this. Dude, thank you very much. Hmm. Very cool. Thanks for that. I'm subbing right now. Subscribe. All notifications. So we'll go over. I will give it a good perusal. But first, I'm going to go to another marine traffic site so we can compare Antarcticas. Then we can show it for the Globelings. So I will do marine radar. There's marine traffic. Marine radar ship tracker. No, there's an app. Vessel finder. There you go. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. I wonder if this one's showing ships in Antarctica. No, it isn't. Oh, it's a shame. Right. I'm just setting it up. Just give me a second, folks. Gosh, this is a very awkward program to use. Right. It's so absurd. Oh, okay. So now I have to check that when I switch back and forth, it shows. Oh, wait, I see a comment from Abominable Snowman. You pick your times to stream, bud. Posey's on live, and I was watching an ethno versus civic nationalist debate. Interesting. I didn't know Posey was on. I'm going to wrap up and listen to Posey. But first, I will show this. Posey Parker, just brilliant. Scaris, thank you very much for that. I think that I'm going to have a lot of agreement with that guy. Yeah, and I didn't know about his channel. Right, so I'm going to share this, and again, the main reason for this is to ask the Globelings, what's the problem with your maps? Come on, guys, you're the ones with the technology. What's the problem with your maps? Okay, so here, this is marine traffic. Look at the shape of Antarctica. Now let's see if this changes screen or switches over without changing screen. I need to check. No, it has. So I have to go back and change the screen. Give me a second. So keep that in mind. Where is it? Yes. So remember that shape of Antarctica? Compare it with this one. Gosh, it's rather different. What? It's rather different. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to try and do it quickly. See what I mean? Rather different. Why is your Antarctica so drastically different depending on where you look? It's almost like you can't depict Antarctica as it really is, because a lot of your geographers will be trying to plot Antarctica as it is, but they have lat and long to stick to. If the lat and long is inaccurate because it's not the same as in the north, what are they going to do? They're going to arrive at very different shapes. And it's almost like, I don't know, these people in this region prefer this shape Antarctica. Those people in that region prefer that other shape Antarctica. But you can't deny that's rather drastically different. So I would say, why, Globelings? I produced 3 maps, pulled the first 2 because they were wrong. Now people have taken, stupid people have taken old maps and gone, look at the old map, how wrong it is. One of them has taken the old map and new map and said, look, there's lots of differences. Yes, right now there are differences on your globe maps. Right now, they've not been pulled. In fact, they're being used. Antarctica down there, just a white strip, kind of with things in places. Yeah, that's what it is. So, why the problems with your maps, globe links? Why the errors? Come on. See you out. Catch you later. Danny D, so some plane went missing near Antarctica today. Well, it went missing. A plane went missing near Antarctica a few days ago. Did another one go missing? Dan, dude, here, I'm giving you a link. So now you're going to have to get up on your computer and a link. Sorry, I'm giving you a wrench, Dan W, so you can paste a link. I'm trying to. It won't let me give you. Right, give me a second. So Dan W, paste a link, and then I will see if I can find the link from a few days ago when a plane went missing going to Antarctica. Yeah, just went missing. After 6 hours, just went missing. Danny Diesel. Yeah, NASA. So lots of money, and this time not from normal NASA Houston. No, UAL or something like some other organization. Yeah, no, these other guys are doing it now. So yeah, it just went off course. It just went off. Then no. And they didn't get their ducks in a row. I'm gonna show it. Forget it. Forget it. Give me a second. I watched it. West Coast Wisdom passed me a link earlier, and I watched it. Say, "Oh, this is funny." So, but I'm going to look for it on YouTube. NASA. NASA ULA launch. Who the hell are these ULA? I've never heard of them. Have you heard of them? Oh, live Atlas V rocket launch. Boeing Starliner is go for launch. It's live now. Okay. Except, I tell you what, I'll just share it. Just so people see how the memory hole works. Okay, so here you are. Now, right now, you have live Atlas V rocket launch. Boeing Starliner is go for launch. Okay. Boeing Starliner aircraft launches in its first mission to... Wait, I thought that's the one that's live. But this was from 9 hours ago, and this one's live now. That's interesting. Let's have a look-see. For educational purposes, what's this? What astas? What astas? Oh, right. When they mean live, it must mean a repeat. It must mean it was live, and now it's a repeat. Yeah, that is what they mean, by the way. Because live doesn't mean the same now as it used to mean. So here's the thing. It's going to set off. Going to go up into the sky. It's going to turn around and point down to the earth, and then it's going to go down to the earth. See? I'm going to just jump ahead. Side. Oh, different angle. Oh, very interesting. And now down. What direction is that going? It's going up, Daddy. No, listen, it's going down. Going down. It's going away. It means like down. You're flying away. And then it all goes wrong. And oh, look, this man, Rhetoric, is videoing on his phone. Oh, it's a shame. He's such an aficionado. He's there at 6 a.m. or whatever time this was, but he doesn't take a better camera, just this one. Oh, it's a shame. And also, I'm just going to point out, just because I like doing this kind of thing. Let's see. They show. Oh, yeah. Watch the little piece that breaks off the rocket. Pay attention around this region. Okay. We'll see a piece goes flying down. Watch. Come on, show it. Just a thing. What fell off? Just a chunk. It's okay. It wasn't necessary. Watch again. Here, you see a chunk goes from the right of the screen that way. Yeah, not necessary. Don't need it. It was spare. So this guy is looking over his glasses at this, which is pointing up to the sky. Very good. The rocket must be off that way, right? And he's looking with his eyes off in that direction. Oh, okay. It's pointing a different direction. Oh, but no, it's not. It's now nearing the horizon. That's right. It's not very high up. But wait. Let's see if we see. No. Oh, wait. And then we're going to very interesting. Oh, thought it was going to be cartoons. So anyway, that went wrong. Oh, gosh. NASA ULA. What are they called? Let me go back. A new group. Yeah, ULA. Yeah, ULA. You know that space agency, ULA. No, never heard of it. Oh, you're not an aficionado then. Hey, yeah. In the Book of the Sun, I explained that they will decommission the ISS. Too many problems, too many people using the ISS to mock NASA. Okay, too many children saying there was something very strange because they asked us to write the questions, to read them to the astronauts, and we wrote the questions, and then they asked us to go and read the questions, but we wrote the questions like last month. They didn't let us write the questions and ask them. We wrote the questions last month, and then, yeah. And because children aren't that stupid. So some of the very young children will be going, oh, look at that astronaut on the screen. Why is that astronaut surrounded by a brown aura? Oh, or something. United Launch Alliance. Oh, it's the United Launch Alliance. United Launch Alliance? Sorry. Just making me think of the People's Front of Judea. Oh, it's just, it's too easy to mock. NASA are too easy to mock. Anyway, I say in the Book of the Sun, just a guess, that they will decommission the space station due to threats. They've already had an escalation of, another meteorite hole. Yeah, we just plugged it with our finger. That's right. No, all the pressure inside going out. No, it's okay. Because you see, there's a guy, and what he does is he gets a plastic bottle and he makes a vacuum in the bottle and he has a little hole and he plugs it with his finger and it just pulls a little bit on his finger and that's it, right? So wait. Pressure difference outside of that, inside of that. Inside of that, pressure, well, down to zero. It's not to minus anything. In space, it's not the same as going from one condition to something that tells you barometric pressure is zero. Not the same in space. You can make a little hole in a submarine, just a tiny hole, about half a centimeter in diameter hole in a submarine and see what happens when it's at depth. Just see what happens. Now that's a submarine. Bit more rigid than the ISS, which is made out of hojalata. which is a tin can, like the cheap tin cans, you know, that you can just fold. That's what it's made of. Yeah. I know it should melt. Yeah, but never mind facts, about melting temperatures and things like that. Don't worry about that. It's not melting, see? Therefore it doesn't. And that's the thinking of the globe link. It's not melting, therefore it doesn't melt. It's like, look, if the heat was so intense as your theory says, then it would melt. Either your theory is wrong, and that's why it's not melting, or it's not there, and that's why it's not melting. It is that their theory is wrong, by the way. What's the Earth? So, electromagnetic field. That's an array. An array of what, Antonio? Of filaments. Okay. Filaments. In all different directions. Ooh, what are these filaments? They are cords of radiation. Ooh, okay. And then above that, if you look at the discussion of easy water, and all of this is in water, all of it. Find a region where there's zero humidity on Earth. You won't find it. So, water. And above that, easy water. And above that, you can't find out. More radiation. That's what? More radiation. Anyway, I'm looking in the chat now. And then I'm going to wrap up. It's an early one tonight. I lost track of time. I've had a good day. Lost track of time. And it's very interesting for me when I lose track of time. Jason Y, yes, it's changing position. Yes, it is. Rewind at the start of this hangout to the very first few minutes I show. It has changed locations. It's a fishing boat, of course. India 007, it should disintegrate. Minus 250 degrees Fahrenheit in the sun and minus 250 in the shade on the same object within very brief periods of time between the two. So not even a long period to change. So one of the older flat earthers, veteran flat earthers, Vincent P, worked for a company making satellites, making components for satellites. They're told to make these plates with these specific alloys for a satellite. So he's like, great, okay, and we'll make these alloys, NASA specification, great. So we've made these alloys. Now let's stress test them. Let's put them in a kiln where it will increase the temperature and then drop the temperature drastically. And let's see how many cycles it can go through before it starts showing fractures. 6 cycles. That's what it could go through before it starts developing fractures. And if you continue, eventually it doesn't just fragment, it fragments explosively. So he contacts the ESA. These satellites were for the ESA, the European Space Agency. So he contacts them and says, hey, the satellite, yeah, we're making this, yeah. So we stress tested them. What did you do that for? Well, because we're making components for a satellite. You don't want the satellite to explode. You don't need to stress test them. Don't worry about it. True story. So, but there you go. Danny Diesel says, let's test camera, Antonio, just quickie. Yeah, okay, let's. Give me a second, I will pass you the link. Now, here's the link. Give me a second, go to your email, Danny Diesel, and you will have a link there. And suddenly there's the ships crashing into each other and all kinds of strange things. Like, really? Ships? Oh, just maneuvering, it just crashed. Oh, Could your GPS be a bit off or something? I don't know. So, Danny, there's the link in your email. Flat Albert Rise, but thank God for the ISS cupola. Don Petit said, if that leaks, then they've just got a leak. Simple as that. What do you do? There must be something that we do. That guy. Yeah, it's a painful process to build it up again. Hey, you know these guys, these aficionados, like Salvaged, one of the machines is working fine. Andrew W. Helia, have a good day at work, man. Right, so I'm in so I'm in the StreamYard page waiting for Danny. There you go. At the screen. Danny Diesel.
Yes.
You're there.
Yeah. Now, you know what? I saw what it said this time.
Mm-hmm.
It says I'm on an older version of iOS. So I think I have to update my camera or my phone. It says it only will let me have audio.
That's Apple, is it?
Yeah, I have an Apple.
They're like that. My phone, so I have an iPhone. It keeps telling me to update, so I update from time to. I don't update religiously, so I update. Like, great, now I can use my compass. Like, nope, can't use your compass anymore. So my compass on my phone doesn't work. It's like, what do you need to update for my compass, which is a digital compass, which worked fine before, that now it can't upload? What have you done? It's not like I've thrown it about or anything. So yeah, I don't have access to my iPhone's compass.
That's kind of funny that you say that. You should be getting a box anytime soon. I was thinking you might get it before Christmas. And is that? I'm sure you have other compasses, don't you?
Yes, I do. Fit like real compasses, magnetic compasses.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. I got. Well, you'll see what's in there. There's a couple of different things in there.
Oh, cool.
I don't want to give away the surprise.
It's gonna be just like Christmas.
Yeah. Yep. One of them's really neat, and then, like I said, the lunar lander's in there too. That was really expensive to ship the lunar lander to you.
You should have sent it with NASA.
Yeah.
Drop it on a parachute.
Took a wrong turn.
Yeah. God.
Hey, quick. If I wanted to ask you on those ice boats, that are out in the Antarctic. When I'm looking at the two of them, and you're showing the bigger the globe, as you can see all of Antarctica. If you were to simultaneously grab both of those circles and move them either east or west until they kind of fit, maybe up into the shoreline, they look like they would line up. If you moved them at the same time, they look like they would line up if you moved them way off to the left or else way off to the right even. And
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, and then I bet maybe it would kind of correspond with some of the different distances on your map as compared to the globe.
Oh, I know what you're saying.
See what I mean? A comparison.
Okay. It will be. It will show a greater distance. I'm going to do it now. So give me a second. It will show a greater separation between them. Not quite the same as on my map, because wherever it is that we're going to land when I've moved them, it will also be contracted. Because I've contracted it into a globe. But I'll do it now.
And it's only. I'm on chapter 4 of your book, by the way.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
It's pretty good. I've been setting aside some time to read it.
I have to ask forgiveness for the typos. That's just.
I did see one thing where I think I remember you said it runs off into another paragraph or something.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that part. But
Yeah, it's like, what the heck happened there?
Didn't you had how does that work? When did you have family members help proofread it? And then
No, well, they proofread it. They missed loads of the errors, but that's not a proofreading error. That's
printing.
I have no idea what happened.
Probably printing.
Yeah. Well, they did. So they took it when they went to print. They had to resize everything because of the margins for the type of binding I was having in the book. So they had to move the pages away from that edge. I don't know. I can't explain it. Right. So what I've got on the screen now is Google Earth.
Okay. Yeah, I see it.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move them, like you're saying, is to just move them, well, to the water, to the nearest water. Yeah.
Yeah, like the looks like they would line up if you moved them down.
Yes. Okay. So give me a second. What I will do.
Down and to the left a little bit, like at an angle.
Yes. What I'm going to do is just bear with me. I'm going to open marine traffic again, and I'm going to give me a second. I'm going to look at the other fishing boats because there's another fishing boat there. So
it's probably Whale Wars.
I have no idea what it is.
Paul Watson. Yeah. Did you ever see that show on Discovery where they go out trying to stop the whale wars or the whale hunters?
No.
Oh, really? You haven't seen that?
No, I don't watch TV.
Oh, well, that's good too. Yeah, I shouldn't watch as much as I do, but most of what I watch is on YouTube anyway. Not the garbage.
Well, I don't know if you've listened to Matt Powerland, who has gone over how these sea bass, Chilean ships fishing for sea bass. I mean, Matt Powerland, like people don't kind of really pay attention, but he's been talking about this for a long time. Yeah, but it's okay for those ships to be there. Right. So now let me show.
I subscribe to him, and has he done that recently?
No, we're talking months ago.
Okay.
Right. So let me share. Marine traffic. Right. So here we have marine traffic again. And now I'm going to look at. I plotted this one earlier. Now I'm going to plot this one, and we'll do the same. We'll move this one to the coastline. So bear with me. Right. And I will do the same with this on Google Earth. So it's south 75 and west 96. And I will plot these now. This one, the other one I already plotted. What is this? What is that? Oh, sorry, this one. Dagnabbit. So south 74. Sorry, wrong one. I don't know what the other one is, so I'm not going to plot that. So it's south 74 and west 96. Okay.
Is that one of the two?
Yeah, this one's fishing. Yes, this one is an MPV. Not under command. Very kind of strange. So I'm ignoring that because it doesn't say fishing. Right. So now I have this one and the one I plotted earlier. So this one down here and this one. So I'm going to go to Google Earth and plot that. Google Earth. Oh. So this is what I do. get the ruler tool.
Well, how could any of those guys be down there fishing when there's a treaty?
Well, they must have some exemption, you know.
Yeah.
Chile says, hey, we're down here, and our troops are closer to this coastline, so we're fishing.
They're not fishing for food. They're fishing for
aliens.
Yeah, gold and Hitler's base.
Yeah. So South 74 and West 96. Oops. 96, South 74. There. Okay, so now I grab, pull, and now I'm pulling away. Okay, so the center is at the location. Okay, so
okay,
save. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is what you're suggesting. I'm going to grab this just so we can see, and I'm going to draw a line from the center to the ocean by simply moving north, like say there. Yeah. So I'm going to save that one. Okay. And now I'm going to do the same with this one. Grab from the center and go up along the longitude to the ocean. So I'm going here first, and you were saying to move them up and round to the west. So save. Okay. And what you were saying was that the separation here should be bigger than the separation here. Yeah. But what I've done is I brought this one, you can see that this one is much longer. If I brought them up the same amount, well, then we're doing a different exercise. If I moved this one to here, oops, damn it, there's a lot of lag. So if I move this one here into the water, are you still there, Danny? Hello? Oh, something might have gone wrong. So if I move this one to the water here, and I move this one to the water here, then they're going to be more distant between them. Anyway, the point is, it's a great big problem for the Globlings because it's all going wrong. Now I'm going to just make sure that, yes, everything's good, that the broadcast is not dropped. So, Globlings, go ahead and explain. And I didn't prepare beforehand, but I could. No, I'm not going to. I could plot those on my map. I have Antarctica. I can plot those. I have latitudes and longitudes, so I can plot that. But I'm not going to. Let you all do it at home. Right, folks. That's it. I'm going to bail. Danny. Oh, Danny's gone. I don't know what happened. Danny, you dropped. In case you didn't know. Yeah. So there you go, folks. It's a problem for the Globlings. So, of course, the Globlings don't address it. Just what they do. It's called denial. And their supposed excuses is there's an error. Like, I'm showing that there's an error. You're supposed to explain why there's an error that places them on the mainland of Antarctica. Not echo what I'm saying, which is what's wrong. I mean, it's called mapping error. By the way, I just saw that I've misspelled it without the extra R after the O. Anyway, I'll fix that in a minute. So there you go. It's just like, the heck is going on with you guys? Why aren't you addressing this? Fix it. Right, folks, that's it. I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna get some food, and then I'm gonna watch LC King and see what's going on there. Thank you very much, everyone. Danny Diesel, I don't know what happened. Yeah, it's okay. But yeah, I did what I think that you were suggesting. So take a look, see what you think. Right, folks. Thank you very much, everybody. Book of the Sun. Wait. Oh, thank you. Zero Coriolis effect. Right, folks. I'm off. I might see you before Christmas, might not. But yeah. Yeah, there's the map. Where are they fishing? Around here. Anyway. Right. But you can't plot that on the globe because you've got all of that extra water that you've got rid of. So where are you going to put them? Right. Anyway, thank you very much, folks. I hope you enjoyed this. Enjoy whatever you do. If I don't see you before Christmas, then have a great Christmas. If you're not Christian, then have a great time anyway. Okay. Bye, everyone.